Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping into sleepmaxing. You might have heard this term sort of buzzing around. It's this
Mhm.
whole idea about really um, dialing in your sleep for, potential health and happiness benefits.
Right.
We've got an article here that explores it. And our mission really is just to unpack what sleepmaxing actually is, according to this source,
Oh.
and see what's useful in there
Well,
for you.
exactly. And this article we've looked at, it's not just about, getting more hours in bed.
Right.
It suggests that being really strategic about sleep could be quite powerful for our overall well-being. It definitely pushes beyond just counting the hours.
Okay, so let's dig into that a bit.
Mm.
The article seems to frame sleep as this, like, absolute foundation.
Fundamental.
Yeah, fundamental. And it stresses the quality piece just as much, maybe even more, than just the raw quantity. It hints that being really intentional about routines, environment, that kind of thing,
Yeah.
that could lead to real improvements.
And what's interesting there is the article points towards, well, pretty tangible benefits.
Okay.
It's not just about feeling less groggy, right?
Right.
It suggests a ripple effect on things like uh, mental sharpness, cognitive function, even how your body operates day to day. For instance, it mentions studies suggesting, even slight bumps in sleep quality might sharpen reaction times.
Okay, and this is where it gets quite intriguing.
Hmm.
The article draws these lines, these connections between properly optimized sleep and better thinking, more stable mood,
Right.
and even shifts in physical health markers. It almost paints sleep as this, like, latent superpower we're not fully using.
Precisely. And if you think about it, sleep is when so much crucial maintenance happens, isn't it?
Yeah.
In the brain, in the body, cellular repair, memory consolidation, all that stuff. So the idea in the article that really maximizing this recovery time could yield significant gains, well, it makes a lot of sense.
So for you listening, what's the takeaway here? It feels like the article is saying we shouldn't just, accept whatever sleep we happen to get.
Not passive about it.
No, exactly. It's pushing for a much more proactive approach, like
Yeah.
identifying where you can maybe tweak things,
Uh-huh.
your habits, your setup,
Yeah.
and then actually doing something about it.
Which really brings up a key question, doesn't it? How much of a priority is your sleep, like right now?
Yep.
This sleep maxing concept, as this article lays it out anyway, it sort of nudges you to maybe rethink things, to see sleep less as, I don't know, a luxury or something you fit in if there's time.
Right. An afterthought.
Yeah, and more as a fundamental investment in your own health and happiness, really.
And the article suggests that investment could pay off significantly. You're contributing to a healthier you, mentally and physically.
Mm.
It's about adopting a more, let's say, informed and strategic view of this thing we do every night.
Exactly. So the core idea we're getting from this article is that by consciously working to optimize our sleep, we're essentially trying to boost its natural restorative effects.
Amplifying the benefits.
Yeah, leading to real, tangible pluses for our health and just how we feel overall. It's a shift away from just scraping by on minimal sleep.
Okay, so let's try and wrap this up. This deep dive into the article, it really paints sleep maxing as this intentional effort to optimize sleep,
Hmm.
aiming for a noticeable boost in both physical health and just general happiness or well-being. And it's clearly not just about hours logged.
Definitely not.
It's about really zeroing in on the quality and all the little things that affect it.
And it's worth stressing again that everything we've discussed today comes specifically from the perspective of this one article we've been examining.
Absolutely, that's our source material here.
Yeah.
So thinking about all this, what's maybe one small change, one little tweak you could potentially experiment with for your own sleep?
Yeah.
Maybe it's finally trying those blackout curtains, or maybe it's just being a bit stricter about putting your phone away an hour before bed.
Could be anything, really.
Right. It's just about starting to think a bit more deliberately, perhaps, about this really foundational part of life.